All right, shalom, shalom. Giving all praises, all glory, and honor to Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai Bahashim, Kakwadash. All right, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well and are worthy to be accounted. Double honors for teaching me this truth. All right, and peace and salutations to Yakim out there preaching this truth, lifting the banner of Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai throughout the four corners of the earth. All right, with truth and sincerity in your hearts for the love of the gospel. Now, I'm the brother Shamaria from Gary, Indiana. GMS, I can't page GMS Ewinateri 2. All right. And I'm coming at you with another lesson. This lesson today is going to be a response to the elder Demonstrapot. All right. And GMS Sendin's YouTube page, GMS Vent camp page, GMS Sendinapolis. This is GMS Indianapolis camp. All right. The title of the video was "Learn to Appreciate Your Hell." All right. Now I'm a Lord willing, I post the link in the description. All right, to that video, but this is going to be a response. All right. And in the video, he was going over, for all of those people in the know that know why they catch hell, why they go through affliction. All right. All those in the know, learn to appreciate your hell. Sometimes the hell can be to a point where it's just not letting up. But you have to understand that you're getting this hell because the Lord is treating you like a son. He chasteneth every son he receives. And I'm gonna get that later. Lord willing, through the spirit. But I don't have anything planned out or written down for this lesson, man. But I'm just flowing the spirit. I had one scripture on my mind when he was going through this. Because he said all of those in the know. Because you got Israelites that's not in the know, that don't know the name of the Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, that refuse the name of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. All right, like the family members of the prophets. All right, we all have told our family, our mothers and fathers and sisters and brothers, cousins, nephews, nieces. We all told them the truth, you know. But they may have refused it. Some may have, agreed somewhat and still continue to do their wicked ways. But we all catch hell. All Israelites catch hell because we the ones that fucked up. All right. I don't give a fuck how rich you are. All right. All Israelites catch hell. You know. Because we all sinned against Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. But some catch more hells than others because we in the know. So the Lord gonna chastise us right then and there. But the rest of the 2/3 of our people, they're gonna get their sin is getting winked at. No, I'm sorry, our sin is getting winked at. Their sin is building up. All right, their sin is building. The Lord's not chastising them right then and there when they commit wickedness because their sin is building up. All right. So the Lord is letting that amount to the end game. All right. But our sin, the Lord chastised us because he chasteneth every son he received. But without further ado, let me go to the scripture that was on my mind. This is the book of Second Ezra, chapter 7. I don't know, I think it's 9. Bear with me for a second. There it is. I'm looking for the one that says hope for wide. There it is. This is Second Ezra chapter 7, verse 18. Nevertheless, the righteous shall suffer the righteous shall suffer straight things and hope for wide. That was a tongue twister. Shall suffer straight. Uh shall suffer straight things and hope for wide. All right, what's the wide? The bountiful, the kingdom. All right, when you go up in this chapter, when you read from 1 all the way down to 18, you see that they describe the kingdom as being wide, and you got to walk through a narrow path to obtain it. That narrow path is hardship, difficulty, straight way. All right, being full of adversities, tribulation, perils. All right, but when you finish and you get through that. All right, it's like a river. The parable is that the river is the straits. All right, you walk through the river to get to the wide, which is the ocean. representation of the kingdom. All right. So it says what? The righteous shall suffer straight things and hope for wide. So we're hoping for that wide. All right. The reward of the kingdom. It says, for they that have done wickedly have suffered straight things and yet shall not see the wide. All right. So they that do wickedly, they're going to suffer straight things, the same things that the righteous go through. All right. Not the same level of straits. All right. Because like I said, the wicked, they go through straits, but they sin gets built up. Their sin is getting built up. You understand? For that great judgment, they sin is going pursuant to Ecclesiastes 8 and 11. Their sin is getting built up. You know, I'm gonna go to that actually after this. This is like I said, it says what? The righteous shall suffer straight things and hope for wise. So we're gonna suffer straight things, go through difficulty and hope for the kingdom. But it says what? The righteous shall and for they that have done wickedly have suffered straight things and yet shall not see the wise. So they're not gonna see the kingdom. All right, on the first go round. You understand? But I want to get another one. I think it's like 56 because this is the condition of the battle. All right. Second Ezra chapter 7 verse 56. It says, "For while we lived and committed iniquity, we considered not that we should begin to suffer for it after death." All right. So while we committed iniquity, we thought not that we should begin to suffer for it after death. All right. So when we was in the past life, in our past lives, and in this life, all right, and in our past lives and in this life, when we was committing iniquity, when we was sinning, we didn't think, oh, I gotta pay for this in the next life. All right. Well, I gotta pay for this later on in my life. You know, because we were just living in it, man. You know. So we did wrong in the sight of the Lord. So what's the result of that? Verse 57. It says, then answer no, yes, then answered me and said, this is the condition of the battle which man that is born upon the earth shall fight. So this is the condition of the battle. All right, the fight isn't with swords and drawn spears and shields and bucklers anymore. The fight is the adversities you go through because of your iniquities. All right, this is the condition of the battle that the Lord has chosen for man to go through. All right, but it's all about how you take that iniquity. Do you just oh man, I'm going through too much, man, I need a blunt? Do you go and look for carnal reasons against the Lord to satisfy your flesh? Or do you take the purging process, because it's all a purging process, but do you take the purging process and go seek after righteousness? It's the book of Ecclesiastes 2 and 5. It says, Ecclesiastes 2 and 5, for gold is tried in the fire and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. All right. And in the video, he mentioned that when you have gold or steel or any type of metal, hardened metal, you put that metal in fire to cleanse it. And as you cleanse it, the more purified it gets, the more stronger and valuable it becomes. All right. It's a process called tempering. So gold is tried in the fire and acceptable men. You have to be tried, man, because the Lord loves you. The Lord is considering you to be one of his elect. All right. Acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. Now let me go to I believe it's Isaiah 47 verse 10. Did I get it wrong? 48. No, it's 46. Damn. Bear with me for a second. What is it word like? affliction. 48. 48 and 10. Salakia. Isaiah 48 and 10. Behold, I have refined thee, but not with silver. I have chosen thee in the furnace of affliction. All right. So the Lord has chosen us in the furnace of affliction. All right. So the Lord is trying us. So he apparently he doesn't try everybody in the furnace of affliction. All right. Because of what? Hebrews 12. You know? Hebrews 12 and is it 8? Hebrews 12 and 6. For whom the Lord loveth, he chasteneth, and scourgeth every son whom he receiveth. If ye endure chastening, Lord dealeth with you as with sons. For what son is he whom the Father chasteneth not? But it's plain as day. This is verbatim. All right, it means what it says. But if ye be without chastisement, wherefore all ye partakers, then are ye bastards and not sons. So for the ones that don't receive the and how do you receive chastising? By not blaspheming the Lord. All right, by not murmuring against the Lord, by not looking to satisfy the lust of the flesh when you're going through chastisement. All right, so like I said, man, do you go do iniquity just to get through the hurt or the pain you're going through? All right, then you're a bastard. All right, it says, furthermore, we have had fathers of our flesh which corrected us, and chastisement is all for your correction. All right, it's all to make you better. You got to learn how to appreciate the hell. It says, furthermore, we have had, and I'm doing this video, man, because we all sound like a broken record. All right, it's nothing but we doing nothing but repeating prophecy over and over and over again. All right, but we need to, because repetition is the father of learning. And when we do these videos, man, we don't only speak to the watcher or the viewer. We also speak and prophesy to ourselves to remind us what to do. Now, me doing this video, I'm held accountable of what I'm saying. So what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna practice it. All right, I'm gonna practice to learn. Sometimes I slip. The scripture says a just man falls 7 times, but getteth back up. I slip. Sometimes I have to catch myself when I murmur. Man, well, why you got me going through this, man? Why this? Why that, Lord? Why? Hey, the Lord said, man, who are you to reply us to the highest? Romans 9 and 20. As a matter of fact, since I quoted it, let me go ahead and get it in another app. What does Romans 9 and 20 say? You're not supposed to ask the Lord why. You're supposed to have faith that it's for your betterment. All right? You're supposed to have faith that everyone is supposed to have faith. I'm not saying you. I'm speaking in general, including myself. All right? I'm supposed to have faith that the Lord is chastising for my betterment. Romans 9 and 20. Nay, but O man, who art thou that repliest against God? Shall the thing formed say to him that formed it, why hast thou made me thus? So shall you say anything to the Lord that made you? Lord, why you make me this way? Why you have me go through this trial? No, I shouldn't have went through that. Who is you to reply to the Lord? All right. It says, furthermore, we have had fathers of our flesh which corrected us, our actual fleshly fathers. We gave them reverence. And I'm glad for my dad, man. I wouldn't be who I am without my dad. All right, that's reverence. It says, shall we not much rather be in subjection to the Father of spirits and live? All right, so we should be more in subjection to the Father of spirits, man, which is who? That Yahweh, through his son, Yahweh Shai. You understand? Yahweh Shai being the mediator, man, but he's the link between the two. I wanted to get one more. Oh yeah, Micah. I think I'm gonna close it up. I just want to get a couple of hits, man. Because I like the lesson. The lesson was speaking to me, man. So I thought, why not make a response to it? This is Micah 7 and 9. Micah 7 verse 9. I will bear the indignation of the Lord. I will bear the indignation of the Lord. Because let me get this into my sword. I want to go into that word. Micah 7:9. I will bear the indignation of the Lord because I have sinned against him let's go into that first part. I will bear the indignation of the Lord because I have sinned against him. That word bear means to lift up, to bear, to carry, to take. So we're gonna lift it up, and not only physically but metaphorically, man. How do you metaphorically lift something up? You give it praise, you give it glory, you give it honor. All right. You go down primitive root to lift, a great variety of applications. See, in a great variety of applications, so you can apply this lift up in a lot of different ways. And we're supposed to lift up the burdens of the Lord in every way, man. All right, figuratively, literally and figuratively, absolutely.